Have you ever wondered what the Vikings believed in before Thor's hammer was replaced by the cross of Christ? This question takes us on a journey to the enigma of Old Norse religion, a branch of Germanic belief that thrived during the Proto-Norse period, long before Christianity made its way to Scandinavian shores. This ancient faith, brimming with its unique pantheon of gods like Odin and Thor, wasn't just a product of mere fantasy. It was a complex, polytheistic belief system that was integral to the daily lives of the Nordic people. To unravel its mysteries, scholars have turned to historical linguistics, archaeology, and the few precious records left by the North Germanic peoples themselves, the runic inscriptions. These etchings on stone, metal, and wood offer a tantalizing glimpse into this bygone era where kings and chiefs led the populace in ritualistic practices and sacrifices in sacred spaces. So let's delve deeper into the fascinating world of the Old Norse religion, its gods, and its rituals. Imagine a world where gods like Odin and Thor ruled, and mythological races roamed. Such was the spiritual landscape of the Old Norse religion, a polytheistic faith that held sway over the Norse people during the Proto-Norse period. At the heart of this faith were the gods, chief among them Odin and Thor. Odin, the All-Father, was a god of wisdom, war, and poetry. He was known to sacrifice himself for the pursuit of knowledge, even giving up an eye to drink from the well of wisdom. Thor, the god of thunder, was a protector of mankind, wielding his mighty hammer Mjolnir against the giants who threatened the world of men. Yet the pantheon was not limited to these two figures. There were many gods and goddesses, each with their unique domains and stories. There was Freya, the goddess of love and beauty, Loki, the trickster god, and Heimdall, the watchman of the gods, to name but a few. Each deity played a part in the grand cosmic drama, their actions and interactions forming the rich tapestry of Norse mythology. This mythology was not merely a collection of tales, but a complex and intricate worldview. It was populated with various mythological races beyond the gods. There were the Jotnar, or giants, often portrayed as adversaries to the gods. Then there were the Alfar, or elves, and the dwarfs, master smiths and craftsmen. Further still, there were the Einherjar, fallen warriors who feasted in Valhalla, awaiting the final battle of Ragnarok. And it is in this concept of Ragnarok, the prophesied end of the world, that we see the cyclical nature of Norse belief, a world born out of chaos, destined for destruction, only to be reborn anew. This cyclical worldview reflected the harsh realities of life in Scandinavia, where the changing seasons brought both bounty and scarcity. These weren't just stories, but a worldview that guided the lives of the Norse people. It was a religion that celebrated the heroic, the tragic, and the eternal, all against the backdrop of a cosmos teeming with divine and mythological beings. In a time when kings and chiefs were also spiritual leaders, ritual was central to the Old Norse religion. Rituals were the backbone of Old Norse religion, providing a tangible way to connect with the divine and to create a sense of community. These were not just symbolic acts. They were deeply ingrained in the fabric of daily life, shaping societal norms and guiding the moral compass of the people. A significant portion of these rituals was led by kings and chiefs, who were seen as intermediaries between the gods and the people. Their role was not just political, but also deeply spiritual. They held the responsibility of maintaining the favor of the gods, ensuring the prosperity and protection of their people. One of the most essential practices in Old Norse ritual was the act of sacrifice, often carried out in sacred spaces known as cultic spaces. These were areas dedicated specifically to the gods, and they were treated with the utmost reverence. Here, animals and sometimes even humans were offered to the gods in a bid to gain their favor. These sacrifices were not taken lightly. They were seen as a necessary exchange, a gift to the gods in return for their protection and blessings. The act of sacrifice was accompanied by elaborate rituals, filled with chanting, feasting, and drinking, creating an atmosphere charged with reverence and anticipation. These practices were not confined to the elite. They were a communal affair involving everyone, from the highest-ranking chiefs to the lowest servants. This sense of shared participation strengthened the social bond, creating a tight-knit community, united under the banner of their shared beliefs. But it wasn't all about sacrifice. Other rituals included rites of passage such as births, marriages, and deaths, each marked with its own set of customs and ceremonies. These rites were seen as milestones, marking important transitions in life and reinforcing the cyclical nature of existence. These rituals were not mere performances, but integral elements of their belief system, connecting them with the divine. They offered a glimpse into the spiritual landscape of the Old Norse people, a world where the divine and the mortal realms intertwined in a complex dance of faith and tradition. But what happens when a new faith arrives and challenges the old? In the 12th century, a seismic shift occurred in the spiritual landscape of Scandinavia. Christianity, with its powerful allure, began to steadily encroach upon the dominion of the Old Norse religion. Traders, missionaries, and rulers alike, armed with the cross and the Bible, brought with them the teachings of Christ, marking the onset of a pivotal religious transformation. As the centuries rolled on, the Old Norse gods, once revered and worshipped, slowly retreated into the shadows, supplanted by the new Christian faith. Yet the transition was not an abrupt one. Elements of the Old Norse religion and its pantheon of gods persisted, interweaving with the emerging Christian beliefs, creating a fascinating fusion of the old and the new. The process was gradual, marked by both resistance and acceptance, as the people navigated the changing tides of their spiritual identity. Now you might be wondering, what happened to the Old Norse religion? Did it simply vanish into the ether? Well, not quite. Though the worshipping practices and the pantheon of gods may have faded into obscurity, the Old Norse religion left a lasting imprint on the cultural fabric of Scandinavia. Its legacy, rich and enduring, echoes in the tales and traditions that are still alive in Scandinavian folklore. The mighty Thor, the wise Odin, the mischievous Loki, they live on, not as gods, but as legendary figures woven into the tapestry of Scandinavian culture. Furthermore, the Old Norse religion continues to inspire scholarly and artistic exploration today. Its intriguing mythology and ancient practices provide fertile ground for research, offering invaluable insights into the spiritual life of our ancestors. Works of literature, art, and even popular culture frequently draw upon this ancient faith, further testament to its enduring appeal. Though the Old Norse religion may have faded into the annals of history, its captivating legacy continues to resonate with us today.